Hi everyone, this video is going to be about post-transgender transition goals, such as what you can do and expect after you transition. The point of this information is to make you aware that after you transition, you may be asking yourself, now what? The truth is, when you're in the process of transitioning, you are always looking forward to when your next transition goal will be accomplished. For instance, when you start out, you may be looking forward to when you can come out, get into seeing a therapist, getting on hormones, upping the dosage of hormones, waiting for the hormone effects to take place, getting clothing, feeling confident in your ideal gender and way of expressing, name changes, perhaps even surgery, even saving up for the surgery and recovering from the surgery. These are all things you are dealing with in the process of transitioning. But what happens after you've gone through all these? Well, that is exactly what I would be discussing. All the things I mentioned are all goals you set for yourself to transition. They are all stages during this profound life-changing event that you seek out and look forward to. If you would like to know more about the stages of transitioning, I have a video about it, so I have an annotation and a link in the description. It's an incredibly exciting time when you go through these stages. You get on hormones, begin taking them and look for the changes, as well as anticipating name change and even surgery. But that excitement and anticipation does come to an end. When you're accomplished these dreams and goals, what happens next? All that excitement and buildup is released, and you are now living your life as your desired sex. You may be asking, what am I supposed to do now? This is something that many trans people deal with because their goals for a long time are to transition. There is so much energy and effort being put into becoming your true self. You may work very hard at getting the right voice, dressing, and passing, perhaps even working very hard to save up for surgery. But after it's all done, that energy diminishes. As a bit of personal experience in this area, back in 2010, I came out, which was an incredibly difficult thing to do. At the same time, I looked into a gender therapist that helped me rationalize some of those thoughts I had and helped me along my way. Then in 2011, I began hormones, which was a major thing for me as I was so excited and anticipated each change that would happen, anticipating each day to see what was going to change about my mind and body, hoping my dosage would increase so my testosterone levels would be lower and my estrogen levels would be higher. Then came the point in 2012 when I began to live full-time as a woman. I discovered my style as well as began to look into surgery. Again, all this energy building up to becoming that ideal image I had in my mind. Then surgery came around, I healed from it, and then what? What was my next goal after with transitioning? There was no goal since my transition was complete. However, this is where I shifted focus and actually did have a goal in mind several months after surgery. During the middle of 2013, I began this YouTube channel and really began working on my mental health problems. That was my goal and what I put all my energy into. And even then, after I recovered and learned how to positively cope with everything I was dealing with, what was my next goal? Well, I currently am continuing to expand my knowledge and better myself to achieve the life I desire. So the conclusion to my story is that each goal you set for yourself, you must also have another goal after that so it can take over when you have accomplished your primary goal. That is what I will be talking about now. One of the most important things after you transition is to already have a goal in mind of what you want to accomplish. This may seem obvious, but there are times that you may think to yourself, what do I want to do? Or more likely, what am I supposed to do now? Only you can answer that question. Perhaps there is a career you want to pursue. personal issues you want to work on, or anything else. Sit down and calm your mind and think about your future and what you want to accomplish. What ideas come to you? What can you see yourself being good at? What do you want to learn or already have learned to help you find the career you want to pursue? You have so many options, and while transitioning may have come to an end or is on a break, you can make new goals for yourself that are focused on your career and building your personality and maturing. If you do not have any idea in mind or goal set for yourself, that is when you may begin to feel like you were lost. You will often be unmotivated due to not having anything to look forward to. It's only when you have that ambition and motivation is when you can accomplish what you truly desire. Then, when you have an idea in mind, direct that same energy you had towards transitioning and transition-related goals to your new goal. All that energy you had for your transition-related goals was intense, and you can carry that same energy over to new things to come in your life. Things that make you ambitious, motivated, and allow you to learn and better yourself. For instance, when you are where you want to be with your transition and you begin to feel lost, like you don't know what the next step is, think about a new goal and have it in mind. Begin to build that same energy as before when you were transitioning. It should be exciting and something you look forward to. It should feel right to you, like a natural calling. Something you learn as much as you can about and try as hard as you can. As long as you can realize that whatever your goal is, you can make it a reality by pursuing it with enough energy. And lastly, realize that even if you are unsuccessful at achieving your goals, there are things to learn from the experience. In other words, if you are unable to achieve one of your goals, don't let that define you. Rather, get back up, learn from the experience, and try again. There is no such thing as failure, but rather learning experiences that can make you more successful in the future. The reason this is crucial is because with each unsuccessful attempt, there is an underlying reason you were not successful. When you figure out what it is, you can better your skills and become even more knowledgeable in the area. Whatever it is, there is something you can learn from it. So in conclusion, transitioning certainly brings about a lot of ambition and motivation, but it doesn't necessarily last because transition-related goals come to an end after you've accomplished them. However, you can remedy this by having things in mind to replace transition-related goals, things that will bring about the same ambition, since you can then direct your energy to those new goals. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Thanks for watching.